Same great services, but now Kyle, brakes, tune-ups, and tires at select locations. Did you know that? Maybe, maybe not. But now you know. Visit JiffyLubeCA.com for valuable coupons and a location near you. Jiffy Lube also sponsoring our video cast. Joe the engineer down here doing a bang-up job, making sure for the first time that we've ever been down here in spring training, we're bringing you live video. You can see the tarped field in the background, rain letting up here, but certainly going to be, according to the weather reports, a rain out today. You can go to KHTK.com and check all of that out. Okay, so we have a number, Kyle, a number of interviews to get to. We visited with a bunch of A's after the show yesterday, and then they did their workouts and everything, so we were in the clubhouse. Now, to be perfectly fair and transparent, even though I love dragging Kyle, Kyle also is the editor of NinersWire.com, and yesterday was a massive day in the world of football. So you may notice a lack of Kyle on these interviews. I believe the Niners news broke with Quan Alexander right when we started, and to see the tears in your eyes when you had to beg off of the Jesus Luzardo.
The only person here I wanted to talk to.
Wow. Sorry, Matt Chapman.
The top person here I wanted to talk to. Not the only.
You were present for me hitting on Matt Olson.
I was. You laid it on thick.
A little bit. He's just so, Kyle.
Fingers crossed he calls you.
He's so dreamy. What do you want from me? He's dreamy on the field and off the field. So we talked to Matt Olson, then we'll get to Jesus Luzardo, Marcus Semien, and Matt Chapman. Jay Marshall has everything queued up back home. Jay, if you wouldn't mind, roll tape. Here is Matt Olson of the Oakland Athletics. All right, Kyle, start us off.
Well, we're here with Matt Olson on Sports 1140 KHTK. Matt, enjoying spring training so far, you guys. It's a truncated spring training for you guys because you're going to Japan. How do you guys deal with that in your preparation to get ready so early for a regular season?
Yeah, obviously less time. We're going to start up a little quicker. We kind of jumped into playing 2 days, off 1 day, a little quicker than we normally do. But, other than that, once you get through.
Dave, you got those interview times I sent you, right?
Out here and kind of working through the soreness and everything, just being on a baseball field. It's been the same, and I think we're all geared up, ready to go.
Coolest thing you did in the off season?
Coolest thing? I went over to London and Madrid for Thanksgiving. My brother works over in London, so my family and I went over there and did a little side trip to Madrid.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Just a lot of relaxing as you work on stuff, or just kind of try to get away for a bit?
Yeah. Obviously you got to go home and work and come back prepared, but I do think it's also good to kind of step away and take some time to be a normal person and hang out a little bit, and then once the new year hits, you kind of get it back going for the year.
What was your favorite thing about being in Europe?
I just like going and seeing the different cultures. Madrid was really cool. It's just way different life than over here, and I like to go and just kind of walk around and see what it's all about.
Is that your first time out there?
No, I've actually been over there 3 times now. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of cities and
that's cool.
Really like it.
We were talking to Bob Melvin this morning. It's so difficult to predict what the A's are going to do because every time people think you guys are going to be out of it, you surprise everyone. But this year I think is a little bit different. You guys are a little bit older in a good way, a little bit more experienced. That staff had so much bad luck last year. You don't want to jinx it, but are you coming in with pretty good expectations?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of the same guys that were here last year on the team that we had such a good year with. Postseason didn't end up the way we wanted, and I think we're kind of got that hunger for this year. I got a little taste of it, but want more, and I think we're all excited, ready to roll.
It was just one game, but how important was that postseason experience for you guys to kind of grow?
Yeah, it was good. I don't think anybody was there and tightened up. I think we went there and we played our game that we normally play. Just, they were a good team. Severino came out and was throwing really well, and a couple pitches here and there that they took advantage of. And, with one game, something's going to happen. Somebody's got to win, and it just wasn't our night that night. But we want to get back there and hopefully be in a position where one game doesn't decide it, and see where we go from there.
I know you got stuff to do here, so we'll let you go. But I do have to tell you, I don't know if you probably didn't read my bio, but I've been happily married for 12 years, and I'm going somewhere with this.
Hope you do that.
Every single time you come to the plate, my wife and her friend, who are huge A's fans, shut the house down. to watch you at bat.
Yeah.
They have like ridiculous crushes on you, and I'm here to. I mean, you can see how I look and how you look. Can we maybe do something like throw a scar or maybe grow the beard out? So it gets ridiculous, man.
Yeah, we can do something. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to.
I know it's not your fault, man. It's just every single. Oh, he's up. Shut it down. And they're just. Oh my God. It's really kind of over the top.
You can just record it and cut out my at bats. Say I'm not in the lineup that day.
Just superimpose my face over or something like. I got to do something because then she's got to turn to me after you. Hey man, seriously, you guys are always great to us, and good luck this year. I know you're excited.
Great, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Matt Olson, a great sport. He was fun to talk to. Great attitudes all the way around. And by the way, that was not lip service to Matt Olson. That's truly a thing. My wife is like a not really a huge baseball fan, but we have another couple we hang out with a lot that are like massive diehard A's fans.
Good.
And
Good.
every time we have, summertime, we're hanging out a lot. A's game will be on. Shut it down. Matt Olson's up. He's so dreamy. Look at that. Oh, he's growing the thing out or that. Oh, his hair. You got a haircut. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like for real.
I'm happy you let him know that. That was
just
good.
Relax.
Yeah, that wasn't awkward for me.
I feel like it was.
It was extremely awkward.
Hey, you know what? I would love to go through life.
I'm like, hey, man, was that postseason experience good for you guys? Yeah, I think it was good. Dude, my wife thinks you're so hot.
I ask the important questions. And you know what? I would love to go through life where
you didn't ask him a question. You just told him.
Hey, by the way, half the interview was you. Where was your playoff question?
I asked a playoff
question.
No,
I know you didn't.
I did.
Nope.
Were you not listening?
I was not listening at all. I was only listening to my parts. Here's the thing: if my biggest problem, I would just love just once to have somebody interviewing me and be like, "Dude, every time the video streams up, my house shuts down because my wife has a crush." I don't even know what I know. I don't know what I do with that, Kyle. If your biggest problem in life would be that somebody's interviewing you and talking about how their entire house shuts down because you're so hot on the radio, that's an ego boost. Oh, maybe they already do. You can see on the live stream. We'll move on. I did not do this to Jesus Luzardo, though, who a lot of A's fans are very, very excited about for a good reason. Some of the common things we've heard about Luzardo down here, his maturity level. The kid's 21 years old, and they rave about his attitude, the way he carries himself, and that he's already, quote-unquote, a pro's pro. So we had an opportunity, and by we, I mean me, because Kyle had to go, I don't know, whatever he was doing. Had an opportunity.
Just farting around.
Just farting around. That's Kyle Madsen. Here is Jesus Luzardo of your Oakland Athletics. Here with Jesus Luzardo of the Oakland Athletics. A lot of people excited about you this year. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling strong and, happy to be here.
Take us through your off season. What were you working on? Just trying to get healthy, get going?
Yeah, just really getting healthy, working on my body, coming in shape to spring training and, just get here in the best shape possible and ready to go.
How was it? Which was a bigger challenge for you last year, the physical issue or the mental issue? Because it's got to be frustrating not being out there.
I thought I handled it pretty well, and when I got to AAA, my body was a little tired, and definitely the mental aspect of it, getting banged around a little bit, but I kind of took it as a learning experience, and I knew that it was part of baseball, so I didn't really pay too much mind to it.
So what do you know? What do you know this year coming into spring training you didn't know last year, the year before? What have you been learning?
Just talking to a lot of the veteran guys, a lot of the veteran pitchers, and getting mentality-wise how to prepare, how to read hitters, sequencing. When you read a hitter, how he swings or how he takes the ball, so stuff like that, and that's really helped me this spring training.
Getting to know a lot of the veterans on this team. I mean, it's still a very young team, but the A's always are known for having that unique clubhouse. The guys that shouldn't be there, and then somehow they are there. You got to feel pretty good, maybe being able to pack some extra punch to that starting rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just out here to do what I can and see what happens. And at the end of the day, I can control what I can control, and we'll see what happens.
How long have you been playing baseball?
Since I was 3 years old, 18 years.
Was this always your main sport? Did you mess around with any other sports?
I played a couple other sports growing up, but this was always my main sport.
How early did you know? How old were you when you went, I got a shot. I got a real shot.
I would say I was about 15.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Was it velocity? Was it just your ability to get people out? What was it that told you?
It was kind of increase in velocity and, just the fact that I knew how to pitch at that time. And so it was a little mix of both.
All right, so enough baseball. You're young. What are you into? Your movies? You a video game guy?
Movies, golf.
Playing golf or video
golf.
game? Okay.
Yeah, playing golf.
Okay.
I'll play video games, but yeah, I like golf and I like to go to the movies.
You say you will play video games, or?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
So do you have a favorite or a couple favorites?
Big Fortnite guy. Yeah, big Fortnite guy. Especially on the road.
Right. Now, we talked to a couple of the guys last year, and they were saying, like, they get stuff going on the road, and it gets pretty intense.
Yeah, it does. I can tell you that when we were in AA, people take their consoles, and you
Right.
definitely compete.
Right?
Yeah.
But you got to be careful, though, because next thing you know, you're missing time, you're into that whole thing.
Yeah, but I think everyone handles it pretty well. It's a healthy way of when you get home, instead of doing something stupid, you go and you can play Fortnite, and it's a good time.
It's a great time in your life. Do you ever kind of step back and realize that if things go the way, of course, you want them to go and all the fans want them to go, you're going to be a star in this league? Do you ever take a step back and enjoy what you're doing right now, knowing that one day you might not be able to walk down the street?
I mean, it hasn't really hit me at that, like how you're saying it, but yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoy it when I'm out here, and I have a lot of fun just coming to the field, talking to the guys, being in the clubhouse. I don't know. I find a great time just being out here and, being able to hang out with these dudes. It's a great time.
If I go into your phone and I check out your most recent played list for music, what am I listening to?
A mix of Spanish, reggaeton, salsa, and then you'll get some rap and R&B in there too.
Okay, so have you heard Con Calma by Daddy Yankee? Okay, now seriously, you're probably way too young to remember the Snow version, Informer, back in the day. That was like early 90s, but he kind of riffed on that. That thing's going to be a banger this summer.
Oh, yeah. It is right now, and it's going to keep getting better.
I want everybody to understand that I'm 43, and I just said it's going to be a banger, and the 21-year-old agreed with me. So we're Daddy Yankee guys, right?
Yeah, we're Daddy Yankee guys.
Reggaeton's catching on, man.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Was that Despacito? Was that really what launched a lot of it here?
Yeah, I think in the U.S. that got big.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, it was still there and big. I'm saying here, though, I feel like a lot of people caught on to a lot of those guys with Despacito.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's when it really hit here for me. That's when I would say.
Yeah. Any good places to eat around here you can recommend? You been out yet?
Big Bosa Donuts guy. I like donuts. Bosa Donuts.
I feel like you can handle those donuts better than me. This is Jesus Luzardo. He is going to do very good things for this team, and a really nice kid, and I say that with all respect. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so that didn't come through audio-wise the way it did on video. Thank God Joe got that on video. I said, so I said you can handle those donuts better than me. All you heard was that was me slapping my belly because he's in really good shape. I was not touching Jesus Luzardo at the time. It was very clear. It's on tape, of which Joe probably just erased the tape just to drag me. But I'm like, yeah, you can handle it. So that's a second vote. I'll give you credit. You already gotten in there for Joey Bosa Donuts.
Yeah, or Nick Bosa Donuts, depending on who you ask. There's one. Have you not seen it? We drive past it every morning. We're getting some donuts and leaving them here tomorrow.
Wow. Way to tell everybody what to do. Jeez. I want
2 more.
I want full credit, by the way, for having the knowledge of a current up-and-coming reggaeton song.
Yeah, man.
Intricate knowledge of the song, referencing where the song came from, drawing it back from Daddy Yankee to Despacito, and talking about when reggaeton really took off in the United States.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you. In front of the 21-year-old.
That's awesome, dude.
You weren't down.
Are you proud of yourself?
You weren't down there, but had you been, you would have when I got into that part of the conversation, he looked at me and it was like, oh, my God. Who is this guy? I didn't expect this out of this. This might be the greatest interview I've ever been a part of.
Did he say that?
He thought it.
He said it with his eyes.
Yeah, very much so. And
that's really cool.
And when we talked about Joey Bosa Donuts. I was patting my belly. I just want to be clear.
Like you handle those donuts.
This was not lifting DeMarcus's shirt and patting his stomach in training camp. This was me patting my own belly. Jesus Luzardo is a good kid, and you can tell he's got a maturity level to him and an outlook to him that is going to serve him well. He's obviously been very disciplined coming off that Tommy John surgery, and I think the A's very much expect good things from him in the future.
Yeah, and there was some talk they might try and bring him up as part of the roster expansion in September to try and get him some major league innings, but I'm really glad they didn't.
Right.
They kept him at his innings limit. They didn't make him pitch in these high-pressure games.
Yep.
They're trying to bring him along, and I'm glad they're doing that because he has been lights out this spring. He'll probably start the season in AAA, and I'm really excited to see him in green and gold soon.
Jay, we've got Marcus Semien next. Marcus Semien has been a great story. This guy couldn't field, worked with Ron Washington, really worked on his game, and has become a reliable part of this infield. Now, we also have yet to hear from Matt Chapman, so here's what we're going to do because of time. We're going to play Marcus Semien right now. We'll come back. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back at 8:30, we'll run the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact, and then we'll play for you Matt Chapman. But right now, here is your Oakland Athletic, Marcus Semien. We're here with a very busy but nice enough to take a couple minutes. Marcus Semien with us. Marcus, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good. What'd you do in the off season? Anything fun?
Yeah, I went to a couple weddings. A lot of my friends are starting to get married now. But mostly we just, my wife and I raised our two boys. We got two young boys, and it's been fun watching them grow.
How old's your oldest? 'Cause I've got a 10-year-old in Little League. I always try to place it.
He's 2.5 right now.
You're not there yet, okay.
So he's always got a bat in his hand, but not quite Little League or anything. But he loves baseball, so it's fun.
I said something fun in the off season. You said weddings. I actually have a thing about weddings. I always feel like, unless it's family or something close, I feel like weddings they can be torturous sometimes because it's so long and you don't get to eat. You enjoy going to weddings, or it's more about who's getting married?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you get married, it's the longer process, right. Pictures, just waiting. You don't eat. You're catching up with everybody. But when you're just a guest at a wedding, I think it's great because you get to party and have a nice meal on someone else's.
You got to be careful though. You have to have respect when they schedule weddings too. If you schedule like a wedding Sunday during football season, some people do that. You got to put some thought into it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to make sacrifices.
Right.
But hey, hopefully it's somebody that you love and you want to support them.
You guys surprised everybody, which seems to happen every few years out of this ball club. Is it a little different this year? No one's going to sleep on you. Do you have higher expectations?
Yeah, our goals have shifted a little bit, I'd say, from last year to this. I mean, just from the number of wins itself is tops in the league. So you want to do better than you did the year before. If we do better than we did last year, that means we're up there winning the division and looking at the title. So that's where I think our goals should be. But it's not going to happen overnight. You got to take it day by day.
For somebody like you who's pretty much a vet now, which sounds weird to say, do things change in the off season for you? Do you try to step back a little bit more and release, or are you still working on a bunch of stuff?
I've been pretty consistent throughout my career. Once the off season starts, take a week or two off and then work out, get the body right. Then you start hitting around January usually. That's the latest I'll wait. You want to make sure your arm is in shape, your swing's in shape once you get here, because spring training isn't what it used to be. Spring training, you need to come in here and compete right away and just set the tone early.
Try to prep, at least mentally, if not physically, for the Japan trip. That's kind of a weird thing to start out to, that count, then back to the Bay, then you start. Is that a little weird for you to start out of the gate like that?
Yeah, it's different. I mean, it's they're real games that matter out there. So that's the main focus of our ball club, is knowing that these are two important games. And it's going to be a fun experience for everybody, especially people who haven't been there before. Just to experience a different culture, and we all know baseball is so big there, and they love the Oakland A's. Maybe not as much as the Mariners,
right?
But we want to get 2 W's there.
Big hobbies in the off season that you do?
It used to be golf. It's harder to get out there now with the kids, but we just enjoy getting outside, the outdoors. We try and get to California getaways, Yosemite, just different places around the state we can drive to.
Okay, I'm going to Yosemite this weekend with my little one, so anything I imagine the waterfalls are going to be better this year than they were last year with all the water. Anything special you did there, Half Dome, all that?
This week, so there's still snow up there, I'm
Yeah.
sure, so you can't get to Glacier Point,
Right.
Which is the best view I've seen, but you got to go there in the summer. So usually we just go into the valley and find a nice open patch of land.
Yeah.
Now maybe there'll be snow there, and just run around.
Last thing, we're taking kind of an informal poll. We asked the skipper this morning, pitch count or pitch clock. Some of the stuff they're introducing. You for that? Against that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessary.
Right.
I think that if you look at the mound visits being shortened, that's a better way to help the pace of play. If that's what they're worried about, I don't think pitch clock is good because you're putting more pressure on the pitcher, and sometimes you need multiple signs. So especially nowadays, you need to make sure your signs are locked in and they can't get your signs. So that's going to be a problem.
3-batter minimum, I assume. You kind of feel the same way, or?
I mean, I think it'll help. It'll help our hitters. It'll help a guy like Olson if a righty's in there and we sandwich him between two righties, and they can't do that. But it also hurts other guys on our roster if they're lefty specialists or whatever, and teams don't want to sign them now because of this new rule.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how it affects different guys if it is implemented. But the game is pretty good the way it is now, in my opinion.
And then lastly, my guy Kyle and I have this argument. Would you be for or against a universal DH?
I like it. I've been an AL guy my whole career, and when we go to the Giants' place for an interleague game, the pitcher hitting, in my opinion, there's not enough good hitting pitchers for it to make the game more exciting. I think there's more guys who could benefit from a DH in both leagues. That's more jobs, so I think that would be better.
So when we play this tomorrow morning, he's going to be dancing around because Bob Melvin gave me the lead because he was against it, and you just got on my other guy's side. See, I'm a National League guy with the DH and all that, so you just tied it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion as a position guy.
It matters more than my opinion, trust me. Right. Thanks so much, and good luck this season, Marcus.
Thank you.
That was Marcus Semien, proving he is a tremendous talent, both physically and mentally, at the game of baseball, until the very end there, when he showed a little bit of, should I call it naivete, lack of understanding. I don't know what the word is. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Wow, Shade and Marcus Semien. This is unbelievable.
The universal
okay,
DH.
fine. If you think you can play better than he can,
I totally can't.
Okay, all right.
I absolutely can't.
Good, all right. If you think you're a smarter baseball person than he is, then go get a job in baseball.
I'm trying to remember if I asked Matt Chapman about the DH. I'm not
Chapman
sure if I did.
definitely loves the DH.
Yeah, the hitters do.
Yeah.
The hitters do.
Yeah. If we went and asked all the pitchers, I think they'd probably feel differently.
Marcus Semien is a really thoughtful dude, and he's a joy to talk to. And you can tell this is a guy that
Bay Area guy.
Absolutely. There's a reason why. It's not just luck that he's improved. He works very hard at his craft. Tomorrow we're going to talk a lot about this because we have a slew of A's players coming on as well. We're going to talk about the expectations for this ball club. I think it's fair to have much like we were talking about the Kings earlier. I think it's very fair to have expectations about this ball club this year, and that's weird for the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, but again, I think a lot of A's fans will tell you they've been here before. We've been in a position where we saw the A's make the playoffs for a year, 2, 3, and then they blow it all up.
Yep.
So this is great. This is great. Matt Chapman and Matt Olson, and you got Marcus Semien. They just traded for Jerks and Profar. He'll be the everyday second baseman. Ramon Laureano was very good last year. Stephen Piscotty had a good year last year. Sean Murphy's a stud catcher coming up.
Yep.
Now, where are they in 5 years?
Well, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. We've got at least 4 different athletics, including Matt Williams, joining us as well. We're live in Mesa, Arizona, thanks to Jiffy Lube, jiffylubca.com. And we will get to more on Jiffy Lube as well a little bit later. We're very appreciative of them making all of this possible, as well as the video cast at KH2K.com. I'm sure Jay is back in the studio pulling his hair out right now because we are very late for a break. We will take that break.
I don't have any.
That's very true. He doesn't have. Pulling out your beard? A little bit of facial hair.
That works.
Okay. When we come back, though, we will do the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact, and we will also check out our interview with Matt Chapman. And that was a fun one. It's always fun talking to Chappie, as I like to call him, because we are friends. And you'll have fun listening to him as well, whether you're an A's fan or not. All coming up next from Mesa, Arizona, Sports 1140 KHTK.
It's time for the Coors Light.
You're up.
Fact of the day. Here's Kyle Madsen.
Hi. By the way, congratulations to Jay. That was well done. He didn't
blink,
budge, nothing. Just right like a professional, rolled right through that entire update with the
awesome.
animal sounds. Well done, Jay.
That was awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
It is time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact. You just
Boy Sky already said that.
did he already say that?
Yeah.
What's our Cold Hard Fact today, Kyle?
That Quan Alexander was the highest paid linebacker in the NFL for like less than 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Barr got signed by the Jets, as did C.J. Mosley. They both got exorbitantly higher contracts than Quan Alexander.
That is an awesome
His
fact.
reign as the NFL's highest paid linebacker was short-lived.
Yes. That is a good fact.
And that's my cold hard fact for today.
Did you know, here's a cold hard fact for you that's Phoenix related, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Doing some
Okay.
research. Phoenix has several different foothills/mountains in the area. Did you know that all but one of those mountains are actually man-made? Yes, that's right. Back in 1934, Justin Phoenix, the founder of the city, also a huge construction guy, put everything together, thought it would be better to keep the heat out, had his group actually create a lot of these mountains. Took over 7 years to get these mountains in place.
I don't believe you.
You don't.
I don't believe that Justin Phoenix is a real guy.
Justin Phoenix is total son of Bob Phoenix, the founder of the city.
You're the worst.
Are you questioning my cold,
Yes.
hard facts?
Yeah, I think that's a cold, hard fib.
You think it's a warm, soft fact?
I think it's a warm, soft fib.
Okay. Well,
It's a lie.
Agree to agree.
I call you Carmichael, Dave.
Burn
Yeah,
City.
dude.
They call this the Valley of the Sun because I just got burned.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Chapman talked to us yesterday, and always a pleasure. I was really disappointed you couldn't be a part of this interview because Matt is a
Me
good
too, he's the
dude.
best.
He was one of our favorite interviews of the year last year. We caught up to him in the clubhouse. This is why you kind of hear muted tones, but we had a little bit of fun. Here's Matt Chapman, the Gold Glove third baseman for the Oakland Athletics. One of our favorite interviews from last year was right here upstairs.
Yeah.
Matt Chapman joining us. Yeah, up in the booth, buddy. You were one mustache different than you were, I believe, last year. But
one pencil thin mustache away.
that's okay, though. It's a good look, man.
Same guy, new look.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. Just starting to get healthy and starting to feel, like myself again, and ready for the season to start and to get out to Japan.
You had a real future in this game at third base defensively. I've noticed that. You're very good at picking up that white ball and throwing it.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess it's better than not being good at picking
Right.
it up and throwing it.
How cool is it, though? I mean, I still get starstruck around Matt Williams. How cool is it learning and getting advice from that? He was a pretty good third baseman, too.
I know, he really was, and I can just tell by his actions still he's super athletic. And,
Right.
I mean, and it's just cool to, be around him, and then, when I got drafted, sometimes I got compared to being similar to him, and I tried to look up video of him, but couldn't find any.
Right.
And I always give him crap about that.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, he played in the Stone Ages, but...
Yep.
But no, but he's awesome, and it's cool because he was obviously an amazing baseball player that had a great career, and he's humble, and I don't think I've ever heard him talk about himself one time.
Sure.
And he's always there to help, and he didn't forget how hard the game is, which is cool. Which is like all of our coaching staff played in the big leagues, and they didn't forget how hard the game is, and they just are there to help us and help us work through things. And they don't. It's just cool to some people forget how hard baseball is, and they just think you suck.
Right.
But other guys understand, the work you got to put in, and it's not always going to be pretty, and you got to just keep grinding.
That was my era when Matt played, so you were looking for film as cave paintings. You got to look for the cave paintings.
Yeah, right. I got to go climb to the top of Camelback and go in a cave and look at the ancient inscriptions.
Now, speaking of footage, have you ever seen footage of your skipper catching before? Have you ever?
I haven't, but I bet you he throws cutters.
Bro, he was one of those guys. He never squatted. He had a cannon, and he never did the squat. He did like the hunch. You gotta look up film on this guy.
Like this?
A little bit, but lower. Yes, see, you can't see it on the radio, but trust me. Yeah,
is that back when the umpires had the thing?
Yes, they had the pad in front. Right, exactly. Your expectations this year? I was just asking Marcus over there. Last year was like, oh, the A's are so cute. Look at them, 97 wins. Now it's a little bit different now.
For sure. We finished 2017 really strong, and then we had, obviously we were optimistic about 2018. We were confident, that we figured out how to win at this level, and we finished really strong, and that we could, maintain it for a season, and we did. Obviously we started a little slow, and then we caught fire there at the end, but I think we learned a lot of last season about ourselves, about, how to play the game and what it takes to, win, and now this year it's, can we do what it takes to get to the next level? And I think that doesn't come by putting more pressure on yourself. It just comes by continuing to do what we've been doing and working hard and just continuing to get better. Because if we keep the same mentality and the same work ethic, we're already as good as we are now. So we're just going to keep getting better. And I think that's what we did in 18, and now we need to do that in 19.
Well, and you guys, it's on the other side of the ball for me, but you pay attention. That bullpen was amazing. But that starting pitching, you guys are so hurt, and now it seems like you got a lot more guns coming into this year. That Luzardo kid's going to be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he's a stud, and he's got a bright future, and I'm glad we got him.
Right.
But like we do. We got a lot of guys coming back. We got a great bullpen. We got a lot of good starters. We got guys that are healthy, guys that are going to be healthy. We're deep in the minor leagues. Guys can come help us out. So I think we got a lot of options, and we got, a lot of things to be excited about. And as long as we can, go out there and, stay in the game and, get the ball to our bullpen with a lead, we're going to be all right.
What'd you do in the off season for fun?
For fun.
Besides grow the stash.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they pretty much took all off season to grow it. But it was cool, man. Like, unfortunately, the 2 surgeries, I didn't have as much free time as I wanted. Sure. I spent a lot of time in physical therapy, but that's all part of it. That's okay. But I went to Mexico with my girlfriend. It was awesome. We went to Tulum. I would highly recommend that. It was so much fun. And then we went to Tahoe for New Year's, a bunch of me and my friends. So that was awesome.
Where'd you go in Mexico?
Tulum.
Where is that?
It's, so you fly to Cancun, so it's like on the Gulf of Mexico side, and then you go south an hour and a half.
Okay.
And it's like literally the jungle right on the beach, and it's so cool because it's more private there, and it's not like big, huge resorts and kind of blown out like some of the beaches in Mexico. It's more secluded, and it's cool. So we had a blast.
You been to Puerto Vallarta?
I have been to Puerto Vallarta with my parents when I was younger.
Gotcha.
I don't remember too much of it, but
that's my spot because, like you said, jungle, ocean, not as touristy. Tulum. I almost thought it was like a French thing. Tulum.
Right.
Okay. All right. East side. Still strong in the video game world.
Fortnite is a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's still playing, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, last year that was a thing.
Yeah, last year that's when it kind of started for some people. I wasn't like my video game. I've started to play more, I will say, and I would like to tell you that with the amount of time I've played, I have gotten better.
You're a better fielder than a gamer.
Yeah, I'm better. Yeah, I've never been a good gamer.
Okay.
I like to play. Maybe it's because I just like to hang out with my friends.
Sure.
Olson's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like one of those kids who's just good at everything.
Right.
I'm only good at baseball.
Kind of pisses you off, huh?
Yeah.
I have friends like that too. They're good at everything.
He's good at everything.
Good at everything.
Yeah, I only got a couple things.
You're good at fielding.
Yeah.
You're good at hitting.
Yeah, I got baseball, and that's kind of it.
You were good at pencil thin mustache growing.
Yeah, it's a French mustache for sure.
Is that what we're doing?
I think I'm
mustache?
French. Yeah. I did.
Chapman is French.
I think it is.
I'm not sure.
Or English.
English.
But like my dad tells me I'm one thing, and then my grandma tells me I'm another thing. So I don't know what I am.
My dad used to tell me I'm a lot of things too. But
yeah.
Not French.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse my French.
Right, exactly. There's no excuse when I was a kid. Absolutely. Hey, you're a good guy, and we appreciate your time as always. You can go out and kill it this year, huh?
Thank you.
Matt Chapman. He's fun. One of our favorite interviews last year was with Matt down here, and we had him up here for about 20 minutes. That was yesterday in the clubhouse. They were getting ready to get on the bus, and he took the time to talk. And hopefully we'll get him on the the show this year. And last year, that was one thing in common, whether it was Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, whether it was Shamanaya, Mark Canna, any of the people we had on, Bob Melvin, obviously. They're just fun to talk to. And the difference is last year they surprised a lot of people. This year, they're not surprising anybody. 97 wins. You don't get to surprise people the following year. We'll take a break. We are live down here at Mesa, Arizona. Still back here tomorrow, by the way, for our final day covering Oakland A spring training. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. Same great services, but now with brakes, tune-ups, and tires at select locations. Visit JiffyLubeCA.com for valuable coupons and a location near you. We're back with What's on Tap next. Sports 1140 KHTK. Brought to you by. Kyle, just for absolutely no reason, threw an empty water bottle at me, and I almost caught
chest.
it. Oh, no. I was trying to non-verbally remind you we were back on the air.
Stop.
Rachel. She's back home. You have no protection here now.
There's no laws in Arizona.
There are not. What's on Tap brought to you by?
Water bottles.
Water bottles. Hey, remember when you just had to hold your face under the tap?
Yeah.
No more.
Boy, do I.
It makes it portable and fun, and also disposable.
Yeah.
And probably not great for the environment.
Recycle them?
Please.
But also, if you can get like a reusable one.
Yeah, just use it. My daughter's great about that. She gets one water bottle, or my son, I should say. My daughter sucks at it. She has like 10 water bottles in her room.
My daughter's great at it, and by that I mean she's terrible at it.
I mixed them up. My son, though, we have to tell him, buddy, you get a new one.
Move on.
Like, he'll just drink. My wife.
Does he use plastic? Can I buy him like a reusable water bottle?
You can.
Okay, I'm going to.
But will you?
No.
He's listening right now.
I'm going to.
Now he's going to expect a water bottle.
That's fine. I'm going to get it customized.
Just in time for Little League.
Excellent. Love it.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Water Bottles. What is on tap today? Kings are off until Thursday, so whatever. More NFL signings today, I would imagine.
The 49ers, some breaking news.
Oh, breaking news. Hold on. Even though we're down here, I've got my breaking news theme. Hold on.
I said
breaking news.
Breaking news. Not breaking moves.
Sorry, breaking news. Yes.
The 49ers have agreed to a 4-year extension with long snapper Kyle Nelson.
Oh, my God. Thank God.
I know what you're probably thinking, gentle listener.
Hold on. Donuts?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially after we mentioned Bosa donuts.
Nailed it.
How terrible would you feel if that guy drove up, got out, and picked up the water bottle?
I know. Like, as soon as we get off the air, I'm getting, because the water bottle went out the window. You saw that on the live broadcast you were watching. It went out the window.
Dave, and he tried to catch it.
Into the stands.
And then threw it out the window. He was so upset with me. It's unbelievable.
How much worse would I
brutal.
feel if, like, Bob Melvin and Billy Bean were having, like, a little meeting before the game later today, and it just landed right on Billy Bean?
That'd be awesome.
Have you noticed we don't even ask for Billy Bean to come on anymore?
No, that's stupid. Kyle Nelson is suspended for 10 games. Mm-hmm. He finished out last year with a 4-game suspension. He has 6 more left, but he'll be with the team through 2022. Colin Holba will continue doing the long snapping. Of course, we talked a lot about him yesterday. Colin Holba will continue doing the long snapping for the 49ers. You're welcome. Big free agency news.
How about some big baseball news? You want that?
Yeah, please. I love baseball.
Tim Tebow optioned to minor league camp by the New York Mets.
Bummer.
He will begin the year at AAA Syracuse. He went 4 for 15 and had an RBI in the Mets Grapefruit League action. 31 years old, 273, 6 home runs, 36 RBIs. I ask you again, will Tim Tebow get a major league at bat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely think he will.
Will it come this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also incredible that, like, I know a lot of people don't like Tim Tebow and they kind of want him to go away. Mm-hmm. And I'm
not one of those people.
I'm a little bit one of those people.
Yeah.
But it's incredible that this dude just like 3 years ago was like, I'm going to try baseball. Mm-hmm. And now he's going 4 for 15 is not awesome.
Right.
But if you gave me 15 at bats, I don't think I'd swing 4 times.
Right.
And he's up there getting hits against pitchers in major league camps. Like, that's very,
what is that, about 260,
impressive.
265, something in that neighborhood?
Hard out in 1 minute.
Sure.
Don't forget Fire Wings.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Want to thank Fire Wings for bringing you the Fire Wings hotline. 21 different flavors to choose from. Firewings.com. Just wing it. Also, want to thank Jiffy Lube, of course, for making all of this possible. They've been so good to us
They're
over
awesome.
the years. And even if you don't, if you're like, well, whatever, they're good to you. Well, they also are great in bringing you, whether it's spring training coverage, whether
30
it's
seconds.
Vegas Summer League. And by the way, Jiffy Lube, highly instrumental. People forget this. In a certain basketball team staying in Sacramento. They were there before anybody else was. So we appreciate them. And because of them, we'll be back again tomorrow for our final day
15.
in Mesa. I want to thank Joe, the engineer. Kyle Madsen did an adequate job. Jay Mars did a great job back in the studio. Jim Rome is next. Enjoy the rest of your broadcast day. Yes, I'll
5.
sign that. Sports 1140, KHTK. Bye-bye now.